Everyone, welcome to OTAs Recap. We have a very special guest today joining us. Not only is it Cooper Kupp, we got DeMarco Farr and, of course, Camryn Irwin. And Cooper, year 8. I know this OTAs time is such a fun period for you to really kind of deconstruct some of your game. You're healthy this offseason. What are some of the areas in which you've really been focusing on to make Cooper Kupp 8.0?
Yeah, I think every year you go into off season, it's the same mindset for me. Bigger, stronger, faster. At the end of the day, those are the kind of things that you take those kind of things can transfer over, and then goes into the technical part of the game, and just making sure you're watching the film, seeing the things that defenses have done for us, just as a collectively as a unit offensively, what kind of things you can expect to see, what kind of things we struggled with, and then how some of the counters off of that stuff, and that goes just as a team, but also just as individuals. How have people guarded you, how have people taken parts of your game away, and then how can you attack those things. So kind of taking that mindset and trying to stay a step ahead of guys in that regard. It's been a pretty good. I mean, just being able to have an off season in general where you're healthy and able to do all the things you want to has been a big deal.
That's what she said. This is like your first healthy off season in a while. That's got to be different for you, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it has been a while, and it felt good, and was able to get some time with Puka. Work we were able to get together. It was really high quality stuff. So feeling really good.
I mean, year 8. Do you start to notice that they put your age in front of your name now? It used to be Super Bowl MVP, triple crown winner, Cup. Now it's your age.
27-year-old.
Isn't it weird? Is that weird now?
Yeah.
When you move up, I mean, how are you different from your rookie year till now as a professional?
Well, I'm older than I was then. But no, there is just you spend so much time in this league that the amount of things that you learn in terms of just the unconscious competence of seeing something and just knowing what does this pattern look like, and how can I attack it. Defensively, coming off the ball, I'm not thinking about the offense as much. I'm not thinking about all these things. What are my rules? Where am I supposed to be? It's kind of just seeing it and reacting, that processing and how quickly that comes, and it continues to be something that you want to work on. As an offense, we're always adapting and changing things, and have points of emphasis on certain plays, and as defenses change, that stuff can change as well. So that's what makes football so much fun. You got such great coaches, players that can make these things come to life. It's just an adapting, moving, year by year. It's like the defense changes and the offense counters, and the defense comes back. It's like, no, you can't do that anymore. Now offense is to figure out how to counter that defense, and it makes it a lot of fun.
Well, like Jordan in '96, Puka mentioned that you're on a bit of a revenge tour. What is the measure of success for you this year?
Yeah, and I think Puka was. Well, I think what he was trying to say is, just being able to be back healthy and go and do what I want to do. I don't feel like I need to prove anything to anyone, or I'm just coming in to be myself. At the end of the day, I've been playing this game for a long time. I love every second I get to step on the field. I don't take a moment of that for granted, and I just want to be present, be the best version of myself that I can be. When I step on the field, I'm going to be myself and know that I can be an asset for this team. And that's the same mindset I've taken to every single year I've played for the LA Rams. And nothing changes going into this next year.
But what fires you up? As a player, I didn't like praise. I like doubt. I like you telling me what I couldn't do. What fires up Cooper Kupp?
I don't know. There's nothing. It's pretty tough to get me fired up. I'm pretty level-headed. It doesn't matter whether it's highs or lows. I get a little uncomfortable in praise situations. I would rather just say hey, good job and move on. But the negative stuff, I don't really care about that stuff either. So, I stay in my lane. I do my job the best that I can. Keep my head down. Do my work, and be the best that I can be when I step on the field.
Well, we had a chance to catch up and watch Games with Names. You were on air with Julian Edelman, and it was one of the coolest segments in the sense that you really got a kind of behind-the-scenes look as to how your mind works as a receiver. This time feels like it's an opportunity to be so creative and inventive here at OTAs. How do you kind of balance what you've already done with finding new pieces in your game during this period?
Yeah, I think that's the nice thing about OTAs, and I think our coaches have done a good job of giving us, some freedom in this as well. There's obviously the best thing about OTAs to me is the innovation, the ability for coaches to be able to put things in and tinker with stuff and be able to see stuff come to life, on the field when we're, out here in May and season's not starting until September. So there's a level of the innovation being like, hey, there's parameters, rules, there's things that we're messing with. But there's also stuff we've done for a very long time. And it's like, hey, I've seen these looks. There's things that have been difficult for me in some of these looks. Like, how can I manipulate this? How can I be better? Like I said, you spend the offseason trying to figure out ways to be tactically more efficient. this is the time to use that stuff now, so that when you get to training camp and into the season, you know what kind of tools you have in your tool belt and when to activate them.
It's odd. I mean, your quarterback and your head coach all sound the same. The way you guys answer questions. I mean, it's like you found your people. That's got to be something nice when you can just speak football to football people.
Yeah, it is. But I think it's partly, we spend so much time together. It's kind of like I don't know what that's called, mob mentality or whatever.
Something like that.
What it's called, but you just start, everything, your mannerisms, all that stuff start being the same. And sometimes you do stuff and you're like, that felt very Sean-like. I gotta get back to my roots a little bit.
But cool stuff, and we like your receiver room. D-Rob, he's looking like he's about ready to have a great year. And Puka, my goodness, how do you repeat? I mean, what do you say to him coming off that rookie season he had? Like, just be yourself, or what do you tell him?
That's it. Everyone wants to put expectations on you, whether it's good or bad. We've seen it. We've seen it coming in where you're coming into 22, and the expectations are sky high for what you're going to be able to accomplish. And then you come into 23, and expectations are at the very bottom, right?
Right.
Whatever anyone is saying outside of this, or outside of our building and the coaches and the players we have in there, our expectations for ourselves, our standards for ourselves don't change. So whatever happens out here, that's just white noise to us. We gotta be able to be within yourself and play within yourself and know the standards that you have for how you want to what your process is, and then you let that stuff come to life on the field. And for Puka, it's the same thing. He has a process. He has something that he's done. He's put the work in this offseason. Whatever happens on the field, that doesn't matter. You've done everything you can. Once you get on the field, you're going to be yourself. And if you've built yourself up to be the player that Puka is, that I am, that D-Rob is, that Matthew is, when you put in the work, that stuff will come to life, and you just trust in that. You trust in the work that you've put in, and leave the rest up to God, and know that stuff's going to take care of itself.
White noise, and we're in the building, by the way. See, there you go.
Coop, sometimes it feels as if you've got the Coach Coop hat on, and I know a lot of guys in the room look to you and think, man, his teachability and his leadership are just at the forefront of everything that you do. Why do you not just embrace that role, but you seem to really relish in it? Why do you like that position?
I think it's because I was on the receiving end of it when I came in. I think I coming in my rookie, I heard horror stories of what what a receiver room can be like, what any room in the NFL can be like for a rookie. And it was such a blessing for me to come into a room that embraced me and that showed me the way, modeled it for me, but also was there to answer questions for me. Whatever questions I had, I'm sure many of them were as stupid as can be, but it was always it was honestly it's like, hey guys, they wanted me to ask questions, and they wanted to show me what the league was about. And now I'm in a position where I get to return the favor. And so I'm really thankful for the guys that have come before me in that, and then to have so many high character guys that we've brought in as well that took that same approach, that just wanted to ask questions, want to learn the game. The front office has done a great job in terms of the character of player that comes in that just loves football. And, it makes it a fun room to be a part of, and you just want to see these guys succeed that are around you.
Do me a favor. Crow about your quarterback a little bit, because I do it on the outside, talking about Matthew Stafford. I do a lot of Matthew Stafford defending, and I don't get it. Have you seen this guy play? Have you seen his numbers? He's got the ring. How come you don't give the guy his flowers? You tell people about Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, well, because it's the same thing. So it is all white noise. Like all of that stuff you're going to see, I'm sure they're coming out with probably preseason rankings of where top quarterback stuff and all. I'm sure that stuff's coming out right now. And I touched on this a little bit in his little documentary thing
that was great.
Put together. But no one does what Matthew does. You can't appreciate Matthew Stafford until you are a part of the process and part of seeing him and his what he is as a quarterback and how the impact it has on every game plan that's put in. What we're asking him to do, I would be hard-pressed to find. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find another quarterback that's asked to do the things that he's done, and then still go out and play at the high level that he is. He's not scrambling, making incredible plays, and doing all that, because that's not his forte. And I don't want him out there running around like that. But what he can do in the pocket, how he can move and buy time, and his ability, his willingness to stand in there and take a shot, but put the ball exactly where it needs to be. It's second to none. And so everyone can say what they want, but there's no other quarterback that I would want running our team, leading us, pretty special quarterback.
Now shut up, world. See?
Yeah,
there,
exactly.
There you go.
One of the grittiest to play the game. There's no doubt about it. You've also had some fun this offseason, some new endeavors on your side. And as a true Pacific Northwesterner, I'm pretty sure 70% of you is made up of coffee. They say it's water, but if you're from the Pacific Northwest, it's all coffee.
It's coffee.
You got Dodo Coffee going. What? Explain why Dodo Coffee and what's the passion behind
Dodo
it?
Coffee was actually named after my oldest son and his cousin. They used to jump on the couch and they jump off and they go yell Dodo, Dodo for jumping. And so it was kind of a funny thing off of that. It's a family-owned, family-run company. The brick and mortar's down there in Northwest Arkansas, Fayetteville, Arkansas, and it's been going really well. We built this thing up. We're like, hey, let's just open a coffee shop. Then we're like, no, let's roast the beans too. Let's do the whole thing. First time, like we never roasted before, and first roast we do ends up being a really high quality roast, some really high quality coffee. And we're like, shoot, this is just something that we want to be able to share with people now. And so we got the website launching here in a couple of weeks, and excited about all this stuff that's building, because Northwest, being in Northwest, you gotta love coffee, and it's about all I drink now. All I drink. I'm not saying coffee. The only coffee.
The only coffee you drink. I like it. We love coffee. We love coffee. We love free stuff too.
You do?
Yeah, we love free stuff.
Yeah.
No?
I do too.
It's not working. He's not buying it.
No, I got you. We'll find a way. We'll find a way.
I imagine if you're as detail-oriented with your coffee as you are with your game, it's only going to be a superb product. Can't wait to get a taste of that. Mm-hmm. But thanks, Coop, so much for joining us, and good luck with this upcoming season. We'll have more coming in terms of OTA recaps. We can't wait to see you back around here next week.